at this. First step, how to create email template. Before we fire email alert, first let us understand how to create an email alert. So look at this format. Setup, administer, setup, administer, communication templates, email templates. New email template. You are supposed to choose type of the template. Step number 1, choose the template type. Step number 2, enter the template name. Step number 3, enable available for use. Enable available for use. Step number 4, step number 3, enable available for use. Step number 4, create the subject. Create the body. Create the body of the template. This is the procedure what we are supposed to create. Now let us take one use case. One, create email template. On which object you are trying to do? Create an email template. Template name. Yes, already we created the email alert notes. So create an email template. On what I am trying to create an email template, there is a bug here. Root element should be well formed. Apex page. Okay. Now go back to this. So on the lead object, I want to create a template. So template should be created on the lead object. Template should be created on the lead object. So what is the name of the object? How do you create a template? We are trying to create template name lead lead acknowledgement available for use. Available for use. We have to enable it. Subject. Lead confirmation. Body of the email template. I'm giving because it's a lead dot. What was that lead dot first name? Merge field. On whichever the lead we are sending, the lead record is included here. Dear lead dot first name, your request is thanks for showing interest on our product. My agent will get back. What is working hours? We have received following details from you. So what is the details? Name, lead dot first name, last name. Thanks. This is what I have created as a template. We created an email template. This is how we are creating the email template. So once you create this email template, I want to send a notification. How do you send a notification? Let us create a workflow rule. Let us create a workflow rule and use it. Let us create a workflow rule and send this email template. First, let me give you an example here. Then I will show you critical information. What is the navigation we had? Setup. What is the way of creating the email template? What is the navigation for email template? Setup, administer, communication templates, classic email templates, new email template. Choose the text available for use, lead. Lead confirmation, right? Whatever the body I have given here, I'll copy paste it. This is what I have created. Right, boss? So this is the email attachment what I create. Now what I will do? Set up, build, create workflows and approvals, workflows. Then we had workflows and new rule. Already some existing rules are there. Okay. Let us see this. New rule, lead object, when a new lead is created with industry as indication, then perform the action. What is the action we are performing here? Email alert. Just like any other. I can create the email alert action first. I can include if I want. Anything I can do. I can create the email action straight away here. I can create the email action separately. I can include here. Description. Then what is the email template you are choosing? Lead acknowledgement. Now to whom you want to send? I can choose any one of these people. I told choose the email field. In the lead record, whichever the email address I am giving, in the lead record, whichever the email address I am giving, to the same email address I want to forward the mail. Right. Now, whatever the email address of the customer is there in the lead, to the same email address I want to send. So I told email field. Apart from this, I also want to send an email to, you can choose user, owner. I can choose any one of these people. Then send. Apart from these people, if you want to send to anyone, their email addresses can be given here. Done. This is what we have done. Now go back to this lead. New lead. Industry education. Right. I create a new record. So go back and see. Lead confirmation alert. We receive the corresponding mail what I have drafted. I hope you are good with this. I hope you are good with this. So when the condition is met, automatically email is sent. When the condition is met, automatically the email is sent. This is called workflow email alert. This is called workflow email alert. I can create a template. I can use. Now I want to organize better. I want to organize it better. Then I will go for what? HTML. When I apply some HTML, what happens? The look and feel will be changed. I want to keep some bold. I want to keep some italic. I want to apply red color. Then I can go for creating HTML template. Right? So what was this? Whenever a rule or a condition is met, I want some email alert to be transferred to the user. That is achieved through workflow email alerts. I hope everyone is good. Followed everyone? Everyone is good with this? Okay. Per day, user can send 1,000 emails. Per day, user can send 1,000 emails. Organization can send 2 million emails. Your organization can send 2 million emails, but a user can send 1,000 emails. On the name of a user, 1,000 emails can be sent. On the name of the organization, 2 million emails can be sent. I hope you are good with this. People followed? Everyone is good? Okay. Now the major story we are going to look into this. Whatever the actions I have done till now, all these actions are immediate actions. Am I right or no? Whatever the actions we have done till now, all of them are immediate. Right now the rule is met, fire the action. But I want the action to be performed at a particular time. I want the action to be fired at a particular time. How will you fire? This is called time-based workflow actions. This is called time-based workflow action. Right now we have created task. Okay, field update. email alert. Now all these three actions, whatever I have done, all of them are immediate actions. But I want to go with a time dependent action. When I say I want to go with a time dependent action, action need to be performed at a given time. Action need to be performed at a given time. Action need to be performed at a given time. So these are defined in the Salesforce as a time dependent actions. How they are defined in the Salesforce? Time dependent actions. So let us go to this one. One quick minute. Now we are going for time dependent actions. What are these time dependent actions? How they are performed? So look at this workflow rule. Everyone, look at this, everyone. Create workflows. If you open any one of the workflow, what are these? Time dependent. What are these? Immediate workflow actions. These are time dependent workflow actions. So what are these immediate actions? What are these time dependent actions? What are these immediate actions? What are these time dependent actions? When the condition or the criteria is met, action will be automated by the workflows. When the condition and criteria is met, action will be automated by the workflows. If you want action to be performed at a specific time, then we go with time based workflow action. Then we go with time based workflow action. If you want action to be performed at a specific time, then we go with the time based workflow action. Time based workflow actions are performed when the evaluation criteria is created and anytime edited to meet so time based workflow actions can be performed only when evaluation criteria is created and anytime edited to meet the criteria simultaneously. So I cannot create time-based workflow action when the evaluation criteria is created and every time it is edited. I cannot create time-based workflow actions when the evaluation criteria is created and every time it is edited. I repeat the statement. I cannot create time-based workflow actions when the evaluation criteria is created and every time it is edited. Apart from that, in the rest of the cases, I'll be able to do it. In the rest of the cases, I'll be able to do it. In the rest of the cases, I'll be able to do it. I hope you are good with this. Okay. Now in this, look at the point. If you want to define if you want to define time-based actions, we have to create time trigger. If you want to define time-based actions, we have to create time triggers. If you want to define time-based actions, we have to create time triggers. What is this time trigger? Time at which the action should be performed. You told it is not immediate. You told action should be performed at a particular time. What is that particular time at which the action should be performed? You told it is a time dependent action. When you told it's a time dependent action, we have to specify at what time the action will be performed. We have to specify at what time the action will be performed. So to define that, we are using time triggers. We are using what? Time triggers. When the action at what time action should be performed. Time trigger will be formed using the date and date and time fields, of the object. So to form the time trigger, what I am going to use? Date fields are date and time fields of the object. Fields with plus or minus, with before or after, given number of days. Three days before the closure date, 10 days after the expiry date, 2 hours before the trigger date, 4 hours after the fire date. So what is that? Time trigger will be formed with the help of date and time fields with before or after given number of days or hours. So we can define 10 time triggers forever. That means we can define 10 different times for a single rule. In each time trigger, we can have 40 different actions. So total how many time triggers we can define? 10 time triggers. In each time trigger, how many actions we can define? 40. We can define 10 time triggers. In each time trigger, 40 different actions. Out of 40, so how many different time triggers we can create? 40 different actions within a single time trigger. How many time triggers we can define? 10 different time triggers. How many time triggers? 10 different time triggers. In each time trigger, how many actions? 40 actions. We can have 10 different time triggers. In each time trigger, 40 actions will be used. I hope you are good with this. Okay. Let us see quick examples here. Setup. I am using standard objects so that you can practice the same example on your accounts also. If it is a custom object, you need to recreate. Okay. Build, create, workflows and approvals, workflow rules, new rule. What is the condition we have? Choose the object. I have, let us say, opportunity. Next, new opportunity. When a new opportunity is created or created and anytime it is edited to subsequently meet the criteria. What is the rule? If giving close date not equals to, if close date is not equals to today, or else we can write a formula also. What is the formula? If close date not equal to today, we can form the rule using formula or criteria. Action. What is action? Immediate action or time dependent. Now I am giving time dependent. In the time dependent, what we have? Add time trigger. What is this time trigger? Time at which the action should be fired. I told 3 days after or before. Before close date. 3 days before the close date, send this action. What is the action? I told 3 days before the close date, perform this action. What action you want to perform? Send email. Choose the email template. I can go with any email template. Let us say choosing whom you want to send. When this email should be sent? 3 days before the close date. Activate. So action is not performed instantly. Action is performed after 3 days before the close date. Close date is September 3rd, September 30th. It will be sent on 27th of the September. Now, if it is immediate, whoever is the user who is creating, on his name the email will be sent. But you told run this action after 27 days. After 27 days, you may be there in the company, may not be there in the company. I told run this action after 27 days. After 27 days, I may or may not be in the organization. I may or may not be active. So what happened was, whenever you are performing a time dependent action, you have to specify default user. Default user means when you specify the time trigger, run this time trigger as this particular user. Run this workflow rule as this specific user, because it is not immediate. If it is immediate, no problem. But you are saying run this action at particular time. At that particular time, you may be active or inactive. You may be in the organization, may not be in the organization. That is the reason at the time of creating a time-based workflow rule, we are supposed to specify default workflow user. We are supposed to specify default workflow user. So let me give it. Who is the default workflow user? Right, boss? So what I'm doing? Go to opportunity. Admin. I created it. Now look at the point. If it is immediate action, I can go and see whether task is created or not. Or else I can go to mail ID and check whether email is created or not. I can go to email and check whether email is created or not. I can go to field and check whether field is modified or not. But this is time dependent action. It is not going to run the action right now. It is going to run the action 3 days before the close date. How do you know whether it is working or not? If it is immediate action, I can go and see task is created or not. I can go and see whether email is delivered or not. I can go and see whether the value of the field is modified or not. But this is a time dependent action. It is saying 3 days before the close date. In that context, how do you check it? In that context, how do you check whether the rule is working or not? In that context, how do you check whether the rule is working or not? For that, we have a process here. Because my rule is created, I created a record, condition is met, automatically action should be filed. So how do you check it? Setup, monitor, setup, monitor. So what we have here? Time based, give a condition. When object equals to look at this job is scheduled on 24th, right? So if you want to know whether workflow rule is running properly or not, whether the job is scheduled rightly at the given time or not, what I will do, I will go to monitor and check the. If I want to stop it, I hope you are good with this. Let us create one example. How to track time based workflow action. How to track time based workflow action. How will you tracking this? Setup, monitor, time based workflow actions. Give a condition. Give a condition, track the status. Setup, monitor, time based workflow action. Give a condition, track the status. Give a condition, track the status. I hope you are good with this. Am I clear? Am I clear with this? So what was this? How to track time based workflow actions. Okay, let me take an example. Object, opportunity. Evaluation. Created. Right. Then action. What is the rule you give? Close date not equals to action, time based action. Then time trigger. What is the time trigger? 3 days before. Then action, task. SN2. Just create a new opportunity. name, close date, stage name, create a new opportunity. What you should do? Navigate to setup, monitor. Opportunity. You should be able to see the corresponding structure. I hope you are good with this. So time-based action. Action will be scheduled at a particular time. You have to go to time-based workflow queue and see what is the status. Time-based workflow queue and track the status. You have to go to the time-based workflow queue and track the status. I hope you are good with this process. Okay. So one last point here. Choose one of the user. Right, Amma? So here I will give you two of the situations which I encountered while working on my projects. Listen to the scenarios. Some of the scenarios which I encountered while working on project, which we faced, issues what we faced. So I told the rule is like this. Rule is city equal to Hyderabad, time trigger 10 days after this is the condition. Rule city equal to Hyderabad, then time trigger 10 days after the record created, schedule a task. Then I created a record here. Wipro Hyderabad, I created on 15th August. I have created. When I created this, city equal to Hyderabad, right? So condition is 2. Then what happened? Job is, when was the job scheduled? 25th August. Job is scheduled on 25th August. What is the job? Task. Schedule. Job is scheduled. I created a record, condition verified, job is scheduled. Then what happened? On 24th August, I modified the city equal to Bangalore. On 24th August, I modified the city equal to Bangalore. Then what happened? Then will the task will be running or not? You already checked the condition. You already verified the condition. Condition is true. Job is already in the queue. You verified the condition. Condition is true. Job is in the queue. Now it is supposed to run tomorrow. Then what happened? I modified the city equal to Bangalore. Then what happens? On the scheduled date, if it is scheduled on 25th, on scheduled date, once again it will check the condition. On the scheduled date, once again it will check the condition. On 25th, it will check whether city equal to Hyderabad. Still the city equal to Hyderabad, then this action will be performed. So when you say job is scheduled, doesn't mean that today add the job and it will run on the particular date. When you schedule a job, on the scheduled date, once again it will check the condition. Still the condition is true, then only action will be performed. Now what will happen? On 25th, action will not be performed because the city is not Hyderabad. So whenever we schedule a job, on the scheduled date, it is going to cross check the condition. Still the condition is true, it is going to perform the action, otherwise it will not perform the action. I hope you are good with this. This is one of the condition. Then I told time taken. Then we had a time taken. What is this time taken? Okay, time taken 10 days after close date. I told perform the action 10 days after the close date. I told perform the action 10 days after the close date. I told perform the action 10 days after the close date. In that case, what happened? Close date is like this. Wipro. But close date is 20th August. Then when the job is scheduled, job is scheduled on 30th, right? Job is scheduled on 30th August. So what did I do on 25th of August? I opened the record and I modified this as first. Now you created a record, verified the condition. Condition is true. Job is scheduled on 30th August. Then I went to record. I modified the close date as 1st September. Now when the job will run? If you modify the record as per the modified values, again the job will be rescheduled. So job is going to run on 11th September. Are you clear? So when you schedule any job, once again on the scheduled date, they are going to cross check the rule. Second thing, if you modify the values of the record as per the modified data, a job will be rescheduled. I hope you are good, right, boss? So these are the key points. Okay, next, last, outbound message. Last action is what? Outbound message. Outbound message means, let us say, example, this is a SAP application, let us assume, or it is a Java application, or it is a .NET application. This is a Salesforce application. So in the Salesforce, when the rule is true, send that record to external system. When the rule is true, now I create a record. Now some data is there. Now we have some data like this. So in this, when the rule is true, I want to send this data to some third party. What is the data? Complete data? No. I want to send only name and city. So in the Salesforce, when a condition is met, send the record to the external system. Send this record to the external system, which is called outbound message. Outbound message. Sending the data from Salesforce to external system. Which data? That record on which the workflow rule is met. The record on which the workflow rule is met, send that record to external system. The record on which the workflow rule is met, send that record to the external system. Record on which workflow rule is met, send that record to the external system, which is called outbound message. How this is possible? Here, SAP people will define web service program. Not we. That SAP people, or if it is a Java people, if it is a .NET people. They define a web service program, they give us one URL. What we need to do? copy that URL in the Salesforce, automatically message will go to the third party. So who will define this integration program? Third party. Okay. How it is possible? Look at this. Build, create. Where is that? Workflows and approvals. Choose any one of the rule. Action. What is the action we had? Outbound message. Choose outbound message. Your choice. Then URL. They'll give one URL. Whatever the URL they are giving, copy that URL here. Then choose which fields you want to send. That is the end of our game. Are you getting my point? The system to which you want to send a data, they will give one URL, copy that URL, paste it here. And choose which fields of the record you want to send. Automatically, when the workflow rule is met, this record will be sent to that system, which is called outbound message. Which is called outbound message. I hope you are clear with this. I hope you are clear with this. So the third party people will give you a URL, copy that URL here, choose the list of fields which you want to send. Automatically, when the rule is met, this record will be sent to the third party. So this is called outbound email message. Now let me revise all the points whatever we learned till now. So before that, one last quick point before I take the conclusions. How many workflow rules can be defined? 500 rules can be defined. How many workflow rules can be defined? Out of 500, how many can be active? Only 50 can be activated. You can create 500 rules, but only 50 will be activated. Okay, this is the quick point. Let us take the overall conclusion, boss. Overall conclusion. So on an object, we had evaluation, criteria. On an object, when the evaluation criteria is true, check the condition. If this is true, then what we are supposed to do? Check the rule. If the rule is true, perform the action. If rule is true, perform the action. Right. So what are these actions? Right? Okay. On which objects we can create? Which objects? Standard object or custom. No issue with that. Then what is the evaluation criteria? What was that? Created. When a new record is created and every time edited, or you can say anytime edited. So whenever a new record is created, and every time you are modifying the record, it will be checking the condition. Third one, created, anytime edited, So whenever a new record is created, anytime the record is meeting the condition. Whenever a new record is created or anytime it is modified to meet the criteria. That means any one of the existing record which is not meeting the condition, any one of the existing record which is not meeting the condition, if it is modified, we can do it. Now out of these three, if I choose the second one, I cannot create time-based workflow action. If we choose the evaluation criteria as created and anytime it is edited, I will not be able to choose time-based workflow action. Okay. Then rules. In how many ways we can create the rules? One is criteria based. Second one is criteria based and form based. Criteria based by using which field? My fields, my master object fields, and currently logged in user. So if I say criteria based, which fields? Currently logged in. So we have rules criteria based and formula based. The next action, immediate actions and time dependent action. What are the different actions we can perform? Task. Task can be created on which object? Hello. If you enable hello activities, we can create a task. What are the options we have? Owner. Task can be created and assigned to a owner or a user or a task can be assigned to a user or a role or a owner. Then we had next email, sending the email notification. Then field update. Which field we can update? Fields of the record or it's a master object fields. So what is the last one? Outbound. When you say time based action, we are supposed to create time. How many triggers? 10. In each trigger, 40. Alright. So this is overall quick overview of the topic. I hope everyone is good. Everyone is good with this. So this is all about workflow rules.